All set.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is the January 21st, 2021 meeting of the Dighton Public Library Board of Trustees on Zoom, the virtual meeting. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. Anything else I need to say, Jocelyn?
We need to announce everyone that is on the call. All of our votes must be taken by roll call vote, and we must be audible.
And
Main requirements for a virtual meeting.
okay, so why don't we start with introductions for our roll call. This is Ron O'Connor, Chair of the Trustees.
Eve Cabral, trustee.
Allison Sembalisti, trustee.
Jocelyn Tavares, Library Director.
Thank you. First item on the agenda is the November 19th, 2020 minutes to be approved.
Has everyone had a chance to look at those? I only sent them out this week, and I know your schedules are all kind of crazy.
I did.
I did as well. I did.
Okay.
I have not had an opportunity to review them, so but I'll entertain a motion to approve them if that's. Do we need to approve them today?
No.
Okay.
No. It doesn't have to be today. You can table it, or the majority of the board has looked at it. You can still approve them,
So
and you can abstain if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Were the two board members who have reviewed them, were they both present at the meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone was in attendance.
Okay, good. All right, then I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes from November 19th.
I second.
And that was Eve.
Okay. Eve?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Do I have to say who I am when I do it? Sorry.
Allison,
okay.
Allison seconded. Is there any discussion?
No.
Okay. I will abstain. All in favor, say aye. Or no, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Allison? Aye.
So
Allison and Eve voted aye. Ron O'Connor abstained.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Old business, an update on library operations. Questions?
Yeah, we're just plugging along. Capacity, again, Ron will know better than anyone that we're back at 25% capacity. So there are 2 people in the library building, and Phyllis and I are back at Old Town Hall. I go over to the library whenever I can, and we're just doing what we can, but I didn't know if you had any specific questions about the library right now.
What is available at Old Town Hall? What services are you providing since things have been scaled back?
Well, there are no town buildings that are open, so we are just doing the work that we can do. So Phyllis is processing books at Old Town Hall, and I'm doing whatever work I can. Planning programs, website work, director stuff, I guess. I don't know.
So because you have to socially distance and the library capacity is only 25%, that's why there's 2 other employees at the other facility, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And all town buildings are closed. So I reiterated with town hall, or with the, essentially the Board of Selectmen announcements that we were still doing curbside operations. So that has remained in place.
Okay. I didn't have any other questions.
Okay.
I don't have questions.
And I don't have questions. So thank you. Thank you for all you're doing, Jocelyn, to keep things running as best we can.
I don't know.
New business statistics.
Did you want to take a look at that?
Sure. Yeah, let's.
Pull them up. That was the one thing I forgot. So let me just pull that up. I don't know if you want to go ahead to other agenda items while I do that.
No, it's okay. We can wait a minute. Unless you think it'll take longer because I don't have the agenda in front of me.
No, I had to take it down.
Yeah.
But here we go. Okay, can you see some of it now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know where you want to start with statistics. If you want to look at physical checkouts or digital checkouts.
Well, if you could just highlight perhaps what you found significant, noteworthy, that would probably be good.
I feel like for whatever reason, we had a pretty decent December compared to November with curbside checkouts. I can't explain why. I don't know. It didn't feel like it was particularly busy, but that seemed to have gone well. And again, our online resources, they continue to be used. November was a really good month for Freegal, which is our music service. You can either download songs every week or you can stream them. December was pretty good too. I don't know if that was Christmas music or for streaming. Overdrive continues to be very well used. Hoopla,
Mhm.
Acorn, there was a little bit of a dip, but it's still one of our more used items. And I feel like things get used. If they're not getting used, they have a little bit of mileage and then they dip.
Mhm.
Um,
Is the New York Times gone?
no, it's not. I haven't gotten any usage reports from them,
Okay.
but I know for a fact it's been used.
I use it every 3 days. I renew.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've tried getting in contact with past names that I've had or generic addresses, and I've gotten no response. So I know it's been used. I just have no numbers for that.
Okay. And are these uses or users?
These are what I would call sessions.
Yeah.
Every time someone goes into the product,
Okay.
record it.
Okay. We were frequent users of Acorn and then we dropped off. That's why I'm asking. So we're probably viewing it 2-3 times a week. So
Yeah.
that would, and it was just I don't know why. We probably found an alternative. Okay. Anything else on the statistics?
Um, No, I can look at there's always other options out there
Mhm.
to add or, to take away. Um, I've kind of held off on that because of the budget situation in town, but I'm reluctant to make too many changes. The A to Z World Food Package, A to Z World Travel, and Global Road Warrior, those products are so affordable that I'm willing to kind of hang on to them a little bit. The Weiss Financial Ratings has gotten a little bit of traction, very little, but they're so willing to work with us to increase our use. Um, Acorn TV, great courses, IndieFlix, and the Stingray Kello. You that's a package deal. You get all four of them. So there's all kinds of things. Creative Bug is a 3-year deal. So every product has its hook, I guess, is the way to
Yeah,
describe it.
sure.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I think this is all good. Are we actively promoting the online resources?
Oh, not as well as I could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
But yeah. The other thing, RB Digital was recently purchased by Overdrive.
Oh,
So that's why there's some blanks up there as well. And sales manages our over some of the Overdrive collection, a lot of the platform. We have a small collection that we purchase as is Dighton within that, but they're currently making decisions about what to do with the magazine options within Overdrive because of the way Overdrive is handling that acquisition. They offer a lot of magazines, but they're offering it as a all-in-one package where you can't really curate the magazines that you would like. My dogs have shown up. I'm sorry.
So on those magazine, on that particular magazine platform, I've gone on it a few times. Are there, maybe this is what you just said, can you rotate in and out? In other words, if you have a standard set of magazines, say there's, like the majority of the ones in there, I'm not interested in. That doesn't mean other people aren't, but are there any ways to diversify that selection more so that either new magazines could be added like periodically, others could be removed, or is it all part of one sign-up package?
Are you talking about Overdrive?
I think that's where, yeah, it's not, who else has magazines? Would it be, somebody else has magazines. What's the other one I've been on?
right.
Or maybe I'm getting it. Yeah, it must be Overdrive.
Are you doing it on your Libby app? Does that sound right?
I think so.
Yeah, that one, that's just it. They offer so many magazines, and we don't have a good way of kind of we don't have control of displaying them per se.
Hmm.
You do see the things that maybe you're not interested in, and the search isn't very friendly.
Hmm.
So it's that was one of our complaint. We were just talking about it. We had a membership meeting this week, and you see a lot of magazines in they're very obscure interests,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different languages, which is great. But there's so many different offerings that they may not be relevant to our specific area of the country, where maybe those languages aren't really spoken here. It's been
Mhm.
hard to, they just offer like a gazillion languages without the ability to pick and choose the ones that we know our patrons are most interested in. Where before we had the ability to choose the titles that are the popular ones here. If that makes sense, the acquisition and they're not
Okay.
really working with us in that regard, from what I understand right now. And then they're charging big bucks for the variety for it.
Yeah.
It's not
And
really meeting the
and
need.
to get back to the Acorn, you said that was a package of 4 things there that were listed.
Yeah, and it's
Uh,
really affordable as well.
okay. It
Yeah.
is affordable. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we pay more than 1,000 for it. I can look that up to confirm it, but
And what were the 4 things in there besides?
it's the great courses, indie
Yep.
lyrics, and the Kello concert or Stingray Kello, which is the concerts.
Okay. And that looks like 0. So that means nobody's taking advantage of
Right,
that. Plus
right.
indie. I find with those, again, I don't know if there's anything else available out there. If there's other programs that you don't have that you can maybe do something different at some point. I find especially with the Acorn, Ron, you mentioned, you tend to go through it and it's duplicated sometimes on Prime, things like that. So I think
Yeah.
the numbers that are reflected there are interesting because looks like it peaked and then it's dipped way down because I think at some point you've seen it all, so you move on from it. So I think it's kind of limiting, I find.
That's interesting because I haven't really used it, so that's a good observation to have.
Because I've watched
Yeah.
a lot of British TV, I find it, some of it is subtitled, which is little, I don't mind watching subtitles sometimes, but I'd rather have, be able to listen or see it as well. But I think that's what that is. So I think if those numbers continue to decrease, if it's expensive, maybe there should be some research put into maybe getting something different and
Yeah.
maybe getting out of that if it's not a contract that goes per calendar year, however it works.
Yeah, no, there's another product that other libraries carry called Canopy, which is another streaming service, and that people seem to like. I, I've heard it was pricey. I don't know if now that more libraries offer it, if it's become more affordable, but that's been one that's been on my radar. That might be worth looking into next.
Yeah, because I think those numbers are it's a pretty telling statistic there. I think, if it continues to dip with
Yeah,
0 dipping like to maybe the next time it's half of 24, then might want to put our money into something different.
no, that's a good observation. So
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have realized that.
Yeah, I think Acorn TV does update its content,
Yes, it does. You're right.
but you have to, it's just one of many choices. That's what happened to us. We found other choices and kind of took a break from it. I think they're all good, but it's like how, the question we've discussed in the past is how do we market it in a way that people make use of it.
That's the other thing. When you have so many options, it can get overwhelming for people to keep track.
Yep, but
So,
you have it well organized on the webpage, I think. So it's just there are a lot of choices.
right.
Yeah.
I think there are quite a few people that are unaware, actually, in general, what libraries carry. And I'm not
Oh.
sure if that's you know, a thing that happens other places as well. Because when I speak to people who I know that use the library, of course, it's limiting now, they have no clue as to the options that are available. And when I talk to them about it, like I have a few friends in New Bedford, it's like, you can do tons of stuff with your library card online. There's so many different programs and things that are there. And I don't know whether it is a marketing thing and how you do that, especially in COVID, if people aren't going to go on and look for it. But it's a shame because I do think that a lot of people are unaware of that.
No, it's true. And it's always been a challenge to reach in that way.
Mhm.
It's always been. Every time we introduce something new, it's
So we have the Boston Globe. Is that the regular edition online?
it's a database.
Oh, it's a database. Oh, I
Yeah.
got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. Thank you.
It's through the state.
Sure.
I've gotten offers for the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal recently. I don't know if the Globe has a similar
Yeah.
offering, but that's something to look into. That might.
Sure. Okay. Anything else on statistics?
No,
Always an interesting part of our meeting.
I know. Gets a lot of mileage. Can you see
Does.
Linda now?
Not yet.
Okay, let me go back and here we go.
Okay, great. So our strategic plan,
It's been approved or accepted by the MBLC, so we're all set.
great.
Now we just
Great.
have to make it pretty for the public.
Yep, that's great. Thank you. All right. Have we let our consultants know it was accepted?
No,
Okay,
I don't know if they want to hear from us.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
FY22 budget.
Let me pull that up. We were asked to prepare a level funded budget with the exception of any contract increases. So that means this line here for the staff, and of course you can't really see it. There's a little bit of a bump. The staff, the full-time staff would get a little bit of a bump due to their contract increases. Because of the math, there are, in addition to the 52 weeks, there's one day in the calendar year, which is why there's a little bit of a decrease here, and that's my line. But everything else is level funded. This is Lisa. We have a slight overtime line just in case. This is staff clothing allowance. This is one line. The sick vacation buyback was something special to this year for one staff member who had enough vacation that was just accumulating. Sick leave bonus, which I don't expect to be used this year, but we always budget for it.
Okay.
And that's the personnel lines. Energy was oil and electricity, but that is now being funded by Town Hall. The Board of Selectmen do that. Non-energy is our water bill, which is also now being funded.
Okay.
Other property-related services, I keep small amount for incidental sort of things. That's like, if we run out of something that we need, that we didn't anticipate, I keep a small line there. Professional and technical is mostly the sales assessment, which had a slight increase this year. It's our online calendar with Event Keeper, our software for the museum passes, our Kit Keeper software to keep track of the hotspots and all the other kits we have. I use it for any website safety. This year I had to get, in addition to kind of like antivirus protection, I got malware protection for the website and other items. If we ever go to a conference again, that's where the money would come from. So that I was also able to level fund because the amount that was budgeted was able to cover those fees. Communications, in the past that would cover phone, but that now it's pretty much our stamp. And that, again, or any mailing, level funded. Recreational is our program line. This is a change. I usually have $5,000 in this line. I reduced it by $2,000 and I added $2,000 to our book budget line to try to keep the bottom line level funded.
I see. Yeah.
And to maintain, to try to get close to our materials line as best we can for that requirement. The office supplies stayed the same. Custodial and housekeeping supplies stayed the same. These are the lines. This is the $2,000 here. Travel and then dues and subscriptions are like the Mass Library Association subscription, replacement equipment. We replaced, Lori's computer needed replacing this year. Britt needed a new computer. We used some of that money for that budget line. And that got us, that's our zero line item budget. So the only increases are the contractual increase. That was the directions that we got from the Board of Selectmen. I will be meeting with Selectman Zagrafis on February 2nd, just to discuss the budget line, or our budget. We are supposed to have department approval or board approval for our budget with a vote, and I don't know if it'll be possible by then, but to have you all sign it like we usually do. I can let Brett know if we can't have the signature, but if I can have the vote, that might work. I'll let him know.
Okay.
Do you
Thank
have any questions about?
No,
Looks
looks fine.
good.
Level funded. I think you were, smart to move funding out of the programs into the books and magazines. Are we seeing a cut in the state aid this year for libraries?
I do have, let me go, I'm going to stop sharing this and go to, I have an email from changes to the policies for state aid. we were told that, and it took a while to get here. Can you see the email?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes.
The commissioners recently approved changes that impact state aid for this year, and they're similar to the ones they approved last year. I don't know if they've since, I don't know why I can't move this. There we go. I don't know if they've since, sent a press release, but basically, um, our hours open requirement has been suspended. The materials expenditure requirement encourages spending, but we have no penalties for not meeting the requirement. Um, there's the closure of a public library policy has text to include pandemics in 2020. The municipal appropriation requirement remains in statute. So the town is still responsible for funding the library. What they did do is that if our budget was cut, they changed the percentage benchmark of disproportionate cut from 5% to 10% for this year only. So that puts the responsibility of if the library is cut more than any other town department by 10%, then you don't get your waiver when you apply for the waiver.
I see.
So if the library is taking the hit on behalf of the town, which has happened,
Mhm.
then you lose your chance for a waiver.
Okay.
And we've been lucky. I don't know how things will end up, but all departments have been asked to level fund if it comes to that for
Sure.
next year. So
Sure. Okay, well, back to the budget. Do we have a motion to approve the budget?
Motion to approve the budget for fiscal year 2022.
Okay, motion by Eve. Is there a second?
I, Allison Sembalisti, second that motion.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
Nope, all
No.
set.
Okay, we'll take a vote. Eve,
Aye.
Allison,
Allison Sembalisti, aye.
Ron O'Connor, aye. Okay, motion passes.
thank you.
And you will find out whether we need signatures on that
Or when I can get that.
when you get it, yeah.
Yeah, when that needs to happen.
Okay, next on the agenda is time for performance review for director.
Yeah, I heard from Selectman Zagrafis, and he was just questioning who did the performance review. So, it's the trustees, and I guess that's been happening over with department heads. So I'm just putting this out there.
Okay. Can we schedule it for the February meeting?
We can.
Does that
I
sound
can-
okay?
I can do my self-review and send it to you. Is that how we did it before?
Yeah. Yes, I think so. You sent it to us and then we,
Yeah. I don't even know how to go about that one, but hey. I just,
Any other discussion about that then? We'll just do that
So
in February.
I do actually have just so in February, do you want us to already have our own scores and go over them once we receive Jocelyn's, or?
I don't
Like
know.
have them ready for the meeting, or just receive hers in February and go forward, or
I would assume we'd have to have
have,
them ready,
yeah,
as we're gonna be doing it 2 months in a row.
yeah.
Can you get those to us, Jocelyn, so we can,
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
I can, if I sent mine to you for next week.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that gives us
Sure.
time, I think,
and then we'll set a meeting date.
for February.
Yeah.
All right.
If it's a virtual meeting, we don't have to worry about a snowstorm.
True.
All right, then we'll talk about a date. Do you want to talk about a date now?
No, we
So-
can.
So, Thursdays are good, 6 o'clock.
Fine with me. Thursdays are good for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that still good for you, Allison? I know you're.
Well, I'm making a lot of day work switches, so it just depends on when it is, but I can make sure I'm home for 6.
Okay,
All right. Let me look.
and I just realized I missed a 5 o'clock meeting. That's the problem with virtual meetings. Get busy with other stuff. Actually, it said 5:30. That's why I missed it.
Oh no, are you in trouble?
No, I'm not in trouble. No, it's just about mosquitoes, and that's the least of our worries.
Uh,
Yeah, there's no mosquitoes out there tonight. It's 20.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm trying to find a calendar.
So February vacation week, if it matters for anybody else, it doesn't matter for me, is I think the 3rd week in February.
Yeah, so starting the 15th, but
Yeah.
it's not going to affect me.
Won't affect me. Well, wait a minute. What do you think? Yeah, no, that's fine. That week is fine. I'm gonna take some time off the weekend before. Washington birthday week, President's Day weekend. But I'm free there on the 18th at 6. That sounds great.
Okay.
All right. It
Well,
works for you,
wait,
Jocelyn?
what is the day?
I'm
18th?
sorry?
D-
Is that right?
It's not the 11th. It's usually the second week, no? Or am I losing the 3rd week? I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
I can do either one. I just didn't know what.
It doesn't matter to me.
I already screwed this up. Was it the 18th?
Yes, President's Day is the 15th.
Yeah, so be that week. Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So does that work for everyone?
That's
Thursday,
fine.
the 18th? Okay. All right. And there were just some program updates on the agenda.
Yes. We have one on Monday. It's a meditation program with, we're sharing it with Somerset, Berkeley, Swansea, and Fall River Libraries.
Okay.
And I've scheduled a couple of programs with the Hall at Patriots Place. So the Tuesday of the Super Bowl week, we have a program, and then I think Wednesday afternoon of vacation week, I have a program with them. And I'm working on scheduling a program with the Dighton Bird Club or Society.
Woohoo.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was one.
yeah,
No.
no.
Dighton Birders.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have a program in March about attracting birds and butterflies and beneficials. So we'll see how it all goes.
Okay. Dighton Bird Society, here it is right here. Found it. Okay. Check them out. Anything else for today?
I do have something I wanted to discuss with the board pertaining to the upcoming election.
Uh-huh.
After careful consideration, I'm probably not going to run or for reelection this year, and I'll explain why. And I kind of went back and forth on this, but my job has given me a lot more responsibility.
Mhm.
And because of the time constraints and me rushing around and having to do some extra work for my job at home now, I don't really feel that I can continue in the capacity I would like to continue in where I can do a good job. So I think maybe if we could try to find somebody with some energy to replace me going forward, but I've made this decision and you know, I kind of went back and forth. I feel kind of bad. I really want to be on the board. I love working with you guys, but I think I'm gonna have to you know, because of the direction I'm going at work, I'm gonna have to give this up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, I feel badly. I want to stay involved with the library in some
Uh-huh.
capacity. Certainly
Yeah.
going forward, we have groups or we need committees. I really want to stay involved with it, but in the capacity of the trustee, I think that's something that I've made that decision to not run for a fourth term.
Right.
So
It's understandable, and
Mhm.
it does involve a 3-year commitment, and so I
Right.
certainly,
Yeah.
I get it, and
Yeah.
you'll be missed, certainly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Um,
So I'm hoping we can find or recruit, maybe you know people that are dying to jump on board with more energy and, you know, going forward. And I know a couple people that may be interested and, you
yeah.
know, if I talk to them and I'll throw their name out there, maybe they'll be interested in doing that. But I don't know if Jocelyn, you know, if somebody wants to step forward that you know of that's got, you know, wants to do that. But yeah, so I would assume I'll do whatever I can through the end of whenever that term is, which is April, I think, so.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can sort of actively recruit for someone. Um, there are some good people who helped us with the strategic planning who might want to jump into a trustee position. I'm not sure, but that might be a place to start.
That's a good idea.
What's so the nominations close?
They just sent that out, or I think I saw it on the selectmen's agenda for Monday. They're having a meeting on Monday.
Okay.
So I think they start to do that in February.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I have to let the town know by next week that
Okay.
I'm not seek reelection. I have to notify them in writing, so I will be doing that.
Okay.
So I'm assuming then they'll post, there's an open seat for that, you know, position going forward in February, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we should give it some thought because I don't. I'm thinking if elections are in person
Yep,
or by mail, I guess. I don't know what our plans are, but
Are
we got
town elections by mail though?
town elections. I don't know. I just
no.
No, we
yeah,
in
No.
person.
in person. Yeah.
It was in person.
Yep. Right. It's just too expensive to do mail. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess the reason I ask is we have to. Yeah, we should get the deadline, and then Jocelyn, you and I, or the 4 of us can talk about it. Some people we can reach out to.
Mhm.
Jocelyn, I don't know if you have any ideas at the moment. You and I can talk about it and reach out to folks. Since this is a since this is a public recorded meeting, probably don't want to start tossing around names.
Mhm.
Without, having reached out to people in advance. I guess I'm just wondering whether by the February 18th meeting, we will still have time to, and it, our role is just to encourage people to get nomination papers
Mhm.
submitted. We don't have to choose someone, but we can certainly encourage people to seek out the nomination papers and consider running.
Mhm.
If we're not successful, then it's the selectman that chooses, fills a vacancy. Is that right?
They would appoint someone, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Allison.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for everything you've done, Allison.
I feel so badly, but I'm not getting any younger, and I've got all this responsibility at work now, which is great because I'm training a lot of people and it's a good position for me to be in. But
Good. Yeah.
with the time I do have, and aside from when I have to bring stuff home, which everybody knows about because you all do it as well,
Mhm.
it's there's not much time left. So
Right.
I kind of have
Yeah.
to pick and choose what's important. The library will always be important to me.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You've got a target on your back, so it's
Yeah.
all right.
Yep. We'll still invite you to the groundbreaking.
Yeah.
We'll have a room for you, Allison, named after you.
with my cane and my walker.
We can all just poke holes in the ground with our canes. Good idea. That'll break the ground.
Yeah.
God.
All right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Allison.
Allison.
We'll see you next month, and I guess the March meeting as well. So,
Yep.
Yep.
All right. All right. If nothing else, have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Eve Cabral, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Allison Sembalisti, second that motion.
Okay. Take a roll call to adjourn the meeting. Eve,
Aye.
Allison Sembalisti, aye.
Ron O'Connor, aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Thank you.
everyone. Good night. Take care.
So-
Good night.